contributors and other workers. For contributors, however, the levy often feels like just another automatic deduction. Money taken from pay slips with no clear guarantee of a home, no clear timeline, and little feasible accountability. Similarly, the Morning Star, infamously known as the Social Health Authority (SHA), was sold to Kenyans as the path to universal health care. By August 2025, hospitals across this country had submitted claims totaling 98 billion Kenyan shillings. When you add the 33 billion uncleared arrears inherited from NHIF, the total debt is astronomical. And these failures are not restricted to our healthcare, but they have been infected our education and higher education systems as well. Public universities are carrying debts estimated between 67.8 billion to 72.4 billion Kenya shillings as of mid-2025. The new and failed higher educational funding model has disrupted access for more than 100,000 university students and left institutions with cash flow gaps. Students in our universities face uncertain times. Voices from our students and lecturers show that majority of students are going without a meal. The consequence is a cyclical industry action, strikes that interrupted learning, and a future workforce whose trading and prospects are uncertain.
My work is easy because I use ClickUp. Here's how I keep track of all my tasks. I start by brain dumping everything I need to get done in a list view. Next, I set a priority and a due date to keep things on.
As an inspiration to the youth of this nation and to the world at large, it proves that individual action, when driven by purpose and commitment, can yield global impact. Mr. Kibuot's motto, plant trees today, tomorrow, and forever for a better future. It's not just a statement, it's a call to action for all of us. In recognition of this milestone, I urge the government, relevant ministries, and environmental stakeholders to formally support and scale up such initiatives. There is need to invest in youth-led climate action programs, strengthen reforestation efforts, and ensure the sustainability of such impactful projects, including maintaining a high survival rate of planted seedlings. Mr. Speaker, sir, as we celebrate this achievement, let us reaffirm our collective responsibility to protect our environment for present and future generations. I call upon all Kenyans to emulate this example and actively participate in environmental conservation efforts. On behalf of the Senate, I extend my deepest appreciation and recognition to Hilary Kiplagat-Kibiwot for this his outstanding contribution to environmental conservation and for bringing honor and pride to our nation. Thank you, Honorable Speaker, also for allowing him to sit in the Speaker's gallery. Thank you.
Now, Honorable Senators, Mr. Hilary Kiplagat-Kibiwot is present in the Speaker's gallery. Mr. Hilary, you may stand so that the Senate may acknowledge your presence. Statements pursuant to Standing Order 53-1, Senator for Nandi County, the Honorable Samson Cherangi. That statement is dropped. The Senator had he had one statement. The Senator for Nairobi City County, the Honorable Edwin Sifuna.
Speaker, with your permission, just allow me to thank you for that communication that you've made regarding the incident involving the young lady, Ms. Murimi, from Briban Garden Estate. As the head of delegation, I also take responsibility. And, I learned my lesson, Speaker. I should be following your guidance. Because sometimes we try to mentor and provide opportunity for our colleagues to also speak. You've heard them repeatedly saying gender, Speaker. So when we give that opportunity, we wanted her to inspire the little girl. But I want to also inform you, Mr. Speaker, that I had a conversation with her, and the communication that you have had today is quite good for the House. Speaker, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53.1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Labour and Social Welfare on a matter of national concern regarding an emerging trend in both the public service and the private sector where statutory and other deductions are made from employee salaries but are not remitted to the relevant agencies. Mr. Speaker, this malpractice has undermined the welfare of employees across the country. Many workers seeking health services, including through the Social Health Authority, attempting to access SACCO loans from their cooperative societies, or claiming retirement benefits, discover that their contributions have not been remitted, leaving them unable to access services or funds despite years of faithful, dedicated service. For instance, Honorable Speaker, over 2,000 employees of King's Cleaners in Mombasa have petitioned my office over failure to remit their statutory contributions, a situation that has severely affected their livelihoods and denied them medical access. Same situation, Honorable Speaker, faces former employees of Nairobi City Water Services Company. In the statement, the committee should address the following: the measures being taken by the Ministry of Labour and Social Protection to address the perennial issue of unremitted statutory and salary deductions across both public and private sectors, the current situation of unremitted deductions within the public service, including the sectors most affected, and the remedial plan to regularize employee remittances, and lastly, Speaker, the accountability mechanisms in place to ensure that employees who deduct but fail to remit employee contributions are investigated, sanctioned, and compelled to comply. Thank you, Speaker.
Senator from Busia County, the Honorable Andrew Mtata.
Excuse me.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I have a request for a statement on the governance, utilization, and protection of public land held by Agricultural Development Corporation across the country. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53 Clause 1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Agriculture, Livestock and Fisheries on a matter of national concern regarding governance, utilization, and protection of public land held by the Agricultural Development Corporation, ADC, across the country. Mr. Speaker, sir, the Agricultural Development Corporation was established to manage public agricultural land for purposes including food production, livestock development, agricultural research, and settlement support. Over the years, despite successive government interventions and audit, concerns continue to arise regarding the status and management of ADC land in various parts of the country, including Galana Kulalu, Magarini, Trans Nzoia, and Naivasha, where land held for public agricultural purposes has been.
What are the ingredients for a good life? It starts with your wellness. A good life isn't just lived, it's supported. Because living a good life is harder alone. Good Life Pharmacy, with you through every moment.
By ADC across the country, including the acreage, location, tenure status, and current use of each parcel. 2. The status of all reported, investigated, and confirmed cases of irregular allocation, transfer, lease, or occupation of ADC land, including the persons, companies, or entities involved, the circumstances under which the land was allocated or transferred, and the action taken by relevant government agencies. 3. The number of government-funded projects and public-private partnership projects undertaken on ADC land, including the Galana Kulalu Food Security Project, indicating the objectives, budgetary allocations, implementing agencies, current status, outcomes, and challenges encountered. 4. The measures taken by the government to repossess, restore, or secure NADC land found to have been illegally or irregularly acquired, including the status of investigations, prosecutions, or recovery proceedings by relevant agencies. 5. The governance structure of the ADC, measures in place to protect its land assets from further encroachment or mismanagement, steps taken to digitalize land records, and the manner in which ADC land is currently benefiting local communities and the public. Dated 28 April 2026, signed Senator Andrew Mtato Koiti. Mr. Speaker, my second statement I seek to indulge in.
You may proceed, Honourable Senator.
Request for a statement on illegal alienation and non-restoration of land reserved for a public market in Mukuru Kwanjenga, Embakasi South, Nairobi City County. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53, Clause 1, to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Lands, Environment and Natural Resources on a matter of county-wide concern regarding the continued alienation and restoration of land LR number 209/12-678, originally reserved for a public market at Mukuru Kwanjenga, Embakasi South. Mr. Speaker, sir, this land was designated for public use under an approved part development plan in 1986, but was later irregularly allocated to private interests and subjected to informal subdivision and occupation. The National Land Commission is reported to have reviewed the matter, affirmed its public status, and directed revocation of title. However, these directives remain unimplemented, exposing the land to further encroachment and possible permanent loss. In the statement, the committee should address the following: whether the land was legally designated as public utility land for a market under PDP number 42.28.86 of 1986, and whether it was ever lawfully available for private allocation. Number 2, the circumstances under which LR number 209/12678 was created and allocated, the identity of the original allotee and the subsequent transferees, and whether due process was followed. 3, the official determination of the National Land Commission on this parcel, including directives issued and reasons for non-implementation. 4, the current legal and physical status of the land, measures to prevent further encroachment, and plans to restore it to its intended public purpose. 5, the impact of the absence of a designated market on local traders and livelihoods, and whether the government intends to develop a community market for residents. 6, steps taken to hold accountable any public officers involved in irregular allocation of land or failure to enforce lawful directives. Signed, Senator Andrew Mtato Koiti, MP from Busia County, Senator from Busia County, dated 29th April 2026. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Senator George Mbogo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53.1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee of Labour and Social Welfare on a matter of national concern regarding the implementation status of the 5% employment quota for persons with disabilities in the public service. Mr. Speaker, sir, Article 54(2) of the Constitution of Kenya and the Persons with Disabilities Act 2025 require the state to progressively ensure that at least 5% of the members of the public and appointive bodies are persons with disabilities. In the statement, the committee should address the following. 1, the current percentages of persons with disabilities employed across ministries, state departments, state corporations and other public institutions, disaggregated by institution, job cadre, gender, and county. And number 2, the challenges hindering the attainment of the 5% employment threshold for persons with disabilities in the public service and the measures in place to address them. Number 3, whether the public institutions are required to submit periodic reports on disability inclusion in employment and the level of compliance with this requirement to date. And number 4, the corrective actions, policy reforms, capacity building initiatives, and the enforcement mechanism the ministry has put in place to address the identified gaps and accelerate the attainment of the required threshold. And number 5, clear government targets for the full realization of the 5% employment requirements across the public sector. Mr. Speaker, with your indulgence, I have the second statement.
You may proceed, Honorable Senator.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53.1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Trade, Industrialization and Tourism concerning the Milk Price Stabilization Program. In the statement, the committee should address the following. The total amount of funds allocated to New Kenya Cooperative Creameries, New KCC, from the Exchequer for the Milk Price Stabilization Program during the past 2 financial years, that is 2024-25 and 2025-26. And number 2, the total amount expended on the purchase of excess milk, including the volume in liters procured and the breakdown of the constituencies from which the milk was sourced. And number 3, the prices at which New KCC purchased milk from farmers during financial year 2024-25 and 2025-26. And number 4, the total amount of money owed by New KCC to farmers as arrears for milk already delivered as at 10th March 2026. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator for Kajiado County, the Honorable Seki Olekana.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Request for statements on the environmental pollution by emerging industries along the Kitengela-Namanga Road corridor in Kajiado County. Honorable Speaker, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53.1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee of Lands, Environment and National Resources on the matter of county-wide concern regarding the rapid emergency of industries in Kajiado County, particularly along the Kitengela-Namanga Road corridor, and the attendance concerns related to environmental pollution. Honorable Speaker, in recent years, Kajiado County has experienced a notable influx of industries, establishment and agricultural enterprises, including flower farms, along the corridor. While this development contributes to economic growth and investment, it has raised concerns, serious concerns among residents regarding environmental degradation, as well as the adequacy of safeguards to protect public health and ecosystem. In the statement, the committee should address the following. The measures taken by the National Environmental Management Authority, NEMA, to regulate and monitor pollution levels arising from industries along the Kitengela-Namanga Road corridor. The number and details of all industries operating in the area, including entities that have complied with environmental impact assessment requirements and obtained the necessary approvals, and that have not. The action brings the action being taken to curb the environmental pollutions and ensures sustainable environmental management in the affected areas. 4, whether the regular environmental audit and inspections are conducted, and the nature of penalties exposed on industries found to be violating the environmental standards. the safeguards in place to protect local communities from adverse health and environmental affected associated within industrial activities in the region. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Senator for Mombasa County, the Honorable Mohamed Faki.
Asante Mheshimiwa Spika kwa kunipa fursa hii. Mheshimiwa Spika, nimesimama kuambatana na kanuni ya 53(1) ya kanuni za kudumu za Bunge la Senate kuomba kauli kutoka kwa kamati ya ardhi, mazingira na maliasili kuhusu hatua za bodi ya udhibiti wa huduma za maji WASREB kuiweka kampuni ya ugavi wa maji na usafi wa maji Mombasa MOWASCO chini ya utaratibu maalum wa udhibiti. Mheshimiwa Spika, mnamo tarehe 21 mwezi wa 4 Aprili mwaka huu, bodi ya udhibiti wa huduma za maji WASREB iliweka kampuni ya ugavi na usafi wa maji ya Mombasa MOWASCO chini ya utaratibu maalum wa udhibiti kwa kipindi cha miezi 6 kwa mujibu wa kifungu cha 101 cha sheria ya maji ya mwaka 2016 kwa madai ya kuboresha utoaji wa huduma kwa wakazi wa Mombasa. Hatua hii imezua mtafaruku katika kampuni hiyo na miongoni mwa wakazi wa Mombasa ambao hutegemea huduma muhimu kutoka kwa usambazaji maji. Mheshimiwa Spika, katika kauli hiyo kamati izingatia yafuatayo: sababu zilizochangia kuchukuliwa kwa hatua ya kuitia kampuni ya ugavi na usafi wa maji Mombasa MOWASCO chini ya utaratibu maalum wa udhibiti kwa muda wa miezi 6, na iwapo WASREB ilitoa nafasi kwa kampuni hiyo kurekebisha hitilafu kabla ya kutoa hatua hiyo. Pili, hatua zinazochukuliwa na mkurugenzi wa WASREB kusuluhisha tatizo hilo na ili kuhakikisha wakazi wa Mombasa wanaendelea kupata huduma za usambazaji maji bila usumbufu. Na tatu, mikakati iliyowekwa kuboresha utendakazi wa MOWASCO na kuhakikisha huduma endelevu kwa wananchi wa Mombasa. Asante Mheshimiwa Spika kwa kunipa fursa hii.
Thank you, Honorable Senators. I will allow comments for not more than 15 minutes. And therefore, if you get an opportunity to speak, kindly do so for not more than 3 minutes. The Honorable Senator Manzo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me an opportunity to comment. I would like to comment on Senator Seki's request for statement. Mr. Speaker, not only just is county, but quite a number of places in the country, Mr. Speaker, where town planning or planning for particularly for making sure that environmental conservation is managed. Mr. Speaker, you find that in a lot of places, industries are mixed with the settlement, Mr. Speaker. And a lot of times, Mr. Speaker, there are emissions from industry which are not properly managed. And Mr. Speaker, this happened one time in Uhuru Owino area in Mombasa. The residents got affected, got poisoned. They went to court, Mr. Speaker, up to Supreme Court. They were awarded 1.3 billion shillings, but the monies were never paid and the environmental situation was never rectified. Mr. Speaker, this should not be replayed in other parts of the country so that, Mr. Speaker, we conserve environment and protect the poisoning of citizens, Mr. Speaker, so that there must be proper, and we have given the Department of Environment enough finances and enough law to manage this, Mr. Speaker, but unfortunately it has not been, it has not been fulfilled. And that continues to see rivers in Nairobi poisoned, rivers in Kajiado poisoned. The rivers in Nairobi go to Athi River, where there is Twake Dam, which is not being completed. It's poisoned all the way to Kilifi, Mr. Speaker, and to the ocean. Really, Mr. Speaker, during this request for statement, we need to revisit the whole area so that it can be well with many Kenyans. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I support.
The Honorable Senator Mgatana.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. for giving me the floor. Mr. Speaker, I wanted to address the question of deducted monies from employees, but failure by entities to give those contributions to the relevant agencies. Mr. Speaker, the Senate Public Accounts Committee report, Volume 3 of 2026, reveals that Tana River County owes its employees 546 million in terms of remitted deductions in its pensions deductions. Mr. Speaker, I would request the committee that will be dealing with this matter, the Labour Committee, Mr. Speaker, during the interrogation of this statement, to call upon the governor of Tana River to come and tell us why has he not complied with the directive that he should regularize the payment of the unremitted amounts of monies that has been deducted from the workers and has not been remitted, especially, Mr. Speaker, on pensions. Mr. Speaker, the worry is that misappropriation of these funds or misallocation of these funds may occur because it is still within the control of the county revenue fund. Mr. Speaker, I urge that the committee also spreads its wings to Tana River County and interrogates this with the aim of helping our workers who are suffering the deductions without the contributions being remitted. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Eddie Okech. Senator Eddie.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I just wanted to quickly contribute on the statement by the Senator of Nairobi.
Meet LeverX, a full-cycle IT provider with 19 years of experience. LeverX provides solutions that leverage investments in digital transformation projects and mitigate human factor. Where conventional approaches may take years, LeverX completes projects in a couple of months, saving you time and money. Innovate today to lead tomorrow with LeverX.
Remittances of these deductions. And Mr. Speaker, the worst part is that now they are piling to be a major stumbling block to budgeting in counties because of the fact that they also come with fines. So in instances where you look at NSSF, there are fines that have been there. We actually did form a committee in CPIC with the National Treasury, Mr. Speaker, and my biggest worry is that the National Treasury does not respond to even some of these committees that we have formed with them, because we formed this committee sometimes last year to be able to help the counties with this burden on their on their pending bill issues, Mr. Speaker. But even since that time that we formed this committee with the National Treasury, we haven't made any headways. So I think, Mr. Speaker, it is very important that perhaps this House revisits this thing, not only from the Committee on Labor and Social Welfare, but I think this should be a substantive motion in this House, because it's actually a crisis in the counties. And, Mr. Speaker, some of the people that end up suffering, Mr. Speaker, are people with meager earnings in the counties. You know, salaries of sometimes 20,000, 25,000, 50,000, and then you wake up one day to go to claim even your share, and you can't get it, Mr. Speaker. So even as we have the Committee on Labor and Social Welfare going to deal with this particular issue, perhaps they can collect some ideas and consolidate with what sometimes looks like what Senator Thangwa did with the motion on education and motion on bursaries, perhaps we should bring together a motion that consolidates ideas from CPIC and from this particular committee, so that we can have a substantive motion on interrogating, and perhaps even we need to have a special committee from the Senate, Mr. Speaker, to actually just deal with this issue, because it's a crisis in all counties, and it's...
Senator Kisang.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I want to make comments on the statement by Senator Mbukwa on the Milk Stabilization Fund. Honorable Speaker, as dairy farmers across the country, especially those who are delivering milk to KCC, new KCC, are suffering, Honorable Speaker, because the government came up with the stabilization pricing to ensure every farmer gets at least 50 shillings per kilo of milk. But in the recent past, I don't know what has happened, because, Honorable Speaker, farmers have gone as far as 4 or 5 months without being paid by new KCC. And this is a commodity that is sold by the farmers to KCC. It doesn't stay in the store or whatever. It is sold. After processing it, they are sold immediately to the consumers. And I believe new KCC should be selling, and the top-up price they are getting from National Treasury or from the national government, you should be getting regularly, so that farmers can sustain the dairy farming, and at the same time, Honorable Speaker, they buy feed. The dairy feed is very expensive, because some of the feeds are imported from Uganda and neighboring countries, and farmers have been struggling to be paid. Sometimes when farmers go as 3 months, 4 months, they are unable to buy feed. Basically, it means also production of the milk goes down, which eventually will affect the farmers' production and also income to them, Honorable Speaker. This is something that the committee needs to move at speed and report to the House, so that soon the budget has already been tabled in National Assembly. So we want to see in that budget that there is enough resources to top up between the price that KCC is quoting and what has been promised as minimum take home 50 shillings per kilo. This is very important, Honorable Speaker. And then finally, Honorable Speaker, is the non-remittance of deductions. The county governments are very notorious, Honorable Speaker, in deducting the SACCO deductions. They deduct loans from employees, but they don't remit to the third parties, Honorable Speaker. In fact, most of the employees across the counties are already blacklisted in CRP. And these are people who have already, they've earned, the deductions have been deducted, but the counties are not remitting. This is something that we need to interrogate. And as my colleague, Senator Idea said, in CIPIC, we formed a task force with National Treasury and also the Lab Fund and Lab Trust and NSSF. And then along the way, I think the committee timeline expired. I believe we need to revise.
Senator Muma.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I'd like to contribute to Senator Sifuna's statement about statutory remittances, not just mainly by county governments. Honorable Speaker, this issue has been raised a few times by PAC, and it has come up in most of our committees. I would want to raise a proposal, Honorable Speaker, that as the Senate, we should collectively take on the issue of pitching, or not pitching, actually holding all counties accountable to the payment of all statutory deductions. Because statutory deductions are not monies of the county that are being held by the governors. These are monies that belong to the employees. You can imagine somebody who retires and then they are not able to access their pensions because there were no remittances. You can imagine somebody who goes to be treated and finds that deductions being made are not being remitted. You can imagine somebody contributing towards housing or whatever, any other, to find that those monies are not actually being remitted. I think as a Senate, if we don't address this as a special issue, we will be failing in our responsibility to take care of the very system that is enabling governance to actually happen in this country. It is the public servants, both in the county and in the national government, that are actually getting the systems going. And if we don't hold the governments and ourselves accountable to ensuring that what belongs to the workers actually goes back to the workers, we will be failing. I am suggesting, therefore, that this issue be dealt with not piecemeal, relating to a particular cadre of workers in a particular county, but we should hold all 47 counties accountable and give a deadline within which all statutory remittances that are due should be submitted. That, if we do that, we will have done our responsible task of ensuring that accountability begins by taking care of the very people who are running this country.
Senator Wakoli.
Thank you. Asante Mheshimiwa Spika kwa nafasi hii kuweza kuchangia hoja ambazo senators wenzangu wameweza kuibua. Mheshimiwa Spika, ningeweza kuchangia Mheshimiwa Spika hoja ya maziwa ama kiwanda cha KCC ambacho kimekuwa kikipokea maziwa ya wakulima kwa muda mrefu. Wakulima wameona maziwa yao kwenye soko mbalimbali, lakini wamengoja katika benki zao waone fedha zikionekana, na mpaka sasa Mheshimiwa Spika ni kitendawili. Jambo ambalo ningependa kurai serikali ni kwamba wakulima hawa wanapodai haki yao ya pesa za ng'ombe ama maziwa yanayokamuliwa kwa ng'ombe zao, Wakenya wa sehemu mbalimbali bado wanauliza. KCC hii imetambulika katika maeneo machache Kenya hii, lakini maeneo mengine Mheshimiwa Spika ni tumeyaona tu maziwa wakati wa siku za Nyayo. Ndio tulikuwa tunaona vijikaratasi vya KCC tukifurahia maziwa ya Nyayo. Swali tunalouliza Mheshimiwa Spika, taasisi hii ya KCC inamnufaisha nani? Kwa mfano katika mkoa wa Magharibi, mimi kama senator wa Bungoma Mheshimiwa Spika, niko na halmashauri zaidi ya 20 za wakulima wa ng'ombe wa maziwa. Watu wa Bungoma wananisikiza kwa makini Mheshimiwa Spika. Halmashauri ya Kitinda, halmashauri ya Kikai kule na Mwela, halmashauri ya Chwele Dairy, halmashauri ya Kaptama, Nomorio kule Mlima Elgon, Ndalu, Tongaren, Nadafa pale Naitiri, Kimesembe kule Mbakalu, Kamkuywa, Bumula Dairy pale Sokoni, Kabula Dairy, Bukembe. Wote hawa Mheshimiwa Spika wanauliza fedha hizi ambazo tunawatetea wakulima wa KCC, sisi watu wa Bungoma tutaona hizi fedha siku gani? Kwa sababu mgao huu unatoka katika mkoba wa serikali. Wakenya wote wanachangia wakulima hawa walipwe pesa nzuri. Haya, sisi watu wa Bungoma tunaochangia tutaona hizi fedha kivipi? Lazima KCC igatuliwe. Pia sisi wakulima wetu katika halmashauri hizi, wakulima wapate pesa zinazofanana na Wakenya wengine. Sisi wote tunaangaziwa na jua, mwezi na nyota. Hata tunasema fedha zinapaswa kufika katika akaunti zetu. Mheshimiwa Spika, ningependa kuchangia hoja ya mazingira kutoka kwa seneta mwenzangu. Mazingira ni uti wa uhai wa Wakenya. Hapa Nairobi, mto Nairobi, watu wamekuwa wanauza mboga, lakini wadadisi wanasema chunga, kwa sababu huenda maji yanayotumiwa kunyunyiza mboga na
1 minute to conclude your thoughts.
Shukuru Mheshimiwa Spika. Halmashauri ya NEMA lazima ifanye kazi yao. Iwe Kajiado, iwe Bungoma, iwe Nairobi, stakabadhi hizi zionekane ili tujiepushe na majanga kama ya kansa ambayo yanakumba Wakenya, Mheshimiwa Spika. Na mwisho nikichangia kwamba wakulima ama wafanyakazi wa kaunti ni donda sugu, Mheshimiwa Spika. Lazima tubuni kamati iangazie masuala haya. Hawa magavana hawana huruma kwa wafanyikazi. Watu wamestaafu, watu wamefutwa kazi, wakienda kuangalia NSSF pesa hazilipi. Wanapotafuta pesa za kustaafu, pesa hazipo. Na ukipiga kurunzi miaka mingi nyuma, wote wamejua hawajakuwa wakilipa, na wakija hapa Senate wamekausha tu macho, Mheshimiwa Spika, kama mmoja wale wafuasi wezi waliokuwa kwenye msalaba, Mheshimiwa Spika. Lazima hawa magavana wajibike. Asante, Mheshimiwa Spika.
Senator Omtata.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I would like to contribute to the statement on non-remittance of statutory deductions. Mr. Speaker, sir, statutory deductions are a matter of law. It is the law that demands that this monies be deducted and remitted. Those who fail to do so breach the law, and I don't see why action is not taken against them, as people are breaching the law. We have tended to handle them with kid gloves, and that's why I think the problem is becoming the issue is a runaway problem. I would suggest that some of these matters are taken up by law enforcement, and these officers are dealt with accordingly. But also, to play the devil's advocate for a brief moment, Mr. Speaker, sir, some of this failure to remit deductions is also caused by the National Treasury, which delays in releasing funds to counties. There are some genuine cases whereby the monies come late, and they find that a lot of penalties have been incurred and are not enough to pay the remittances. So, Mr. Speaker, sir, it's an issue of law enforcement that should also affect the Treasury, where the Treasury delays to release money to county governments according to the law. Necessary sanctions should take place. Otherwise, we are punishing innocent people who are suffering. They can't service their loans. They can't service other obligations. And county governments end up with huge bills in terms of fines. So, Mr. Speaker, as a matter of law enforcement, I pray that this House takes action and ensures that the law is upheld as regards statutory deductions. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Now, honorable senators, we have exhausted the 15 minutes allocated to this session. We'll now move to the next order. Clerk, kindly call the next order.
Order number 8, the referendum bill, Senate Bills number 3 of 2026, first reading. A bill for an act of parliament to provide for the conduct of a referendum and for connected purposes. Order number 9, the Forest Conservation and Management Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bills number 38 of 2025, first reading. A bill for an act of parliament to amend the Forest Conservation and Management Act and for connected purposes.
Next order.
Order number 10, the Division of Revenue Bill, National Assembly Bill number 2 of 2026, second reading. Mover to reply.
Senator Roba, you may proceed to reply.
Mr. Speaker, I move to reply, and I wish to take this to thank all the senators who contributed with commitment in support of devolution. to this Division of Revenue Bill in support of what is proposed by the committee. Mr. Speaker, just as a recap of what has emerged is the bill contains 2.9 trillion shilling to be shared between the national and county government, where the bill as passed by the National Assembly proposes 2.47 trillion, which is 85.17, to be shared, to be the share of national government, and county government to receive 420 billion, which is 14.47, Mr. Speaker, and equalization fund to be allocated 10.25. Mr. Speaker, the committee has managed to dissect that and shared that the 5 billion increase from 415 of the previous financial year is not even adequate to meet the, the wage drift within the IPPD system, which is non-discretionary adjustment that happens annually. And in the wisdom of the committee, Mr. Speaker, based on the information that was shared by National Treasury, Mr. Speaker, the residual amount that after taking care of national government commitment was 330 billion, from where the committee proposes only 11% of that, which amounts to 39 billion, to be added onto the county government, bringing the county government share to 554 billion as proposed. And Mr. Speaker, I wish to thank the Senate for their wisdom to support the proposal by the Committee of Finance and Budget based on an inflationary figure of about 5% increase plus non-discretionary expenditures, including 2 SRC circulars that were meant to be implemented by county government. Mr. Speaker, from the discussion, what has come out is the major risks identified by the Senate are the issues that relate to delayed disbursement causing cash flow constraint, revenue shortfalls through transfers not done in timely manner, removal of protective clause exposing counties to funding uncertainty in that bill. And Mr. Speaker, the proposal by the committee was also supported by various stakeholders that the committee, consulted with. Mr. Speaker, the most critical issue, there are 2 critical issues that have come out that the House has also agreed with the Senate. That is 8.94 billion shilling meant for UHC payroll of transferred workers where funds follow function was erroneously put in division of revenue that only governs the vertical share of revenue between the national and county government, but does not touch on horizontal share of revenue. In the wisdom of the committee, we propose that money be moved to county additional allocation so that then the applicable personnel under each county can be adequately given the payroll support required from the 8.94 billion. Mr. Speaker, the second critical issue is the removal of a clause that shields the revenue uncertainties, that in the event of revenue shortfall, the shortfall should
When you gotta go, go for Neptune, the softer 2-ply tissue paper, available in plain white and colored.
Its role in making sure devolution is protected. Funds allocation to devolved units need to increase as funds allocation to national government increases. This demonstrates the commitment of the Senate to protect devolution. Mr. Speaker, that also, by doing that, we get the moral mandate to be able to critique or criticize our county governments when they do not provide the services commensurate to the monies they receive. Mr. Speaker, I beg to I beg to reply and now request in line with Standing Order 666, subsection 3, that the putting of the question be deferred to a later date due to quorum. Mr. Speaker, I reply.
Senator Roba, you may have to make a further request.
Mr. Speaker, I beg to reply and request Senator Faki to second.
No. You are supposed to you've already done that. Okay, so then we will defer the putting of the question. Now, honorable senators, allow me at this juncture to rearrange today's order paper. We will move to prosecute order number 19 and thereafter resume the normal flow of today's order paper. Clerk, you may proceed.
Order number 19, motion, approval of sittings of the Senate to be held in Kilifi County.
The Senate Majority Leader.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to move that aware that the Senate of Kenya is established under Article 93 of the Constitution and its main role, as set out at Article 96, is to represent, serve, and protect the interests of the counties and their governments. Further aware of the critical role it plays in the interlinkage between the national and county levels of governments, and the need to enhance the interaction between the Senate and the county governments as a means of bringing the Senate closer to the counties and the general public. Acknowledging the recommendation of the Senate Business Committee that a sitting of the Senate be held away from the tradition in the Parliament of Nairobi during the term of the 13th Parliament, and the subsequent resolution of the Senate made on 8th March 2023 to hold plenary committee sittings in the counties for a one-week period within the month of September in every season of the 4th Senate, except during an election year, with the objective to, 1, promote the role and work of the Senate and enhance public awareness regarding the business of the Senate and Parliament in general. 2, highlight new opportunities for engagement in legislative process. 3, develop and strengthen partnerships at the county level of government. And 4, provide an opportunity to members and staff of county assemblies to learn and share best practices with senators and parliamentary officers. Further acknowledging the successes made during the previous sittings of the Senate outside Nairobi held in Uasin Gishu, Kitui, Turkana, and Busia counties in 2018, 2019, 2023, and 2025 respectively. Now therefore, pursuant to Article 126(1) of the Constitution, the Senate resolves to hold its plenary and committee sittings in Kilifi County from 21st to 25th September 2026. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I submit. And I beg to move. I request, because I'm seeing the only lady in the House on the majority side, Senator Veronica, to second. Thank you.
Honorable Speaker, let me correct that there is Senator S in the House. She's also on the majority side. But I want to take this opportunity to thank Senator Wakoli, our whip, for ably moving that motion that Senate considers moving down to Kilifi County to run its business for a week in line with Article 126, one of the Constitution. And Honorable Speaker, it is important that the work we do as senators becomes relevant to the people, and there are many people, many Kenyans who are not able to come to Nairobi, where the seat of Senate is or the seat of Parliament is, to partake of live proceedings of what happens in Senate. And since Senate of the devolution, Honorable Speaker, the best way that Senate can connect with the residents of Kenya is to constantly go down to where the people are at the grassroots level, have a perspective that is grounded and that has a best interests of the citizens at heart, and also get to see the projects that are being implemented by Council, Honorable Speaker. And as you may well be aware, we have had many counties purporting to implement projects which, if they are inspected by the senators or there is oversight being done by senators, we might as well find that those projects are not having the kind of quality they should be carrying, and even they are not even done in some counties, yet expenditures have already rolled out, Honorable Speaker. So I rise to support this motion and to say that, in fact, if it was possible, Honorable Speaker, we would even do it twice in an year. But because the budget constraints would not allow us to be able to sit in different counties within the course of the year, so that we can have the accountability process running together with the governance system, then it is in order that at least there is that good effort to go down to the county. And no better county, Honorable Speaker, like Kilifi County. Kilifi is a beautiful county. I can only say it is second to Murang'a County, because Murang'a retains the best county. It is the one that is now, right now, offering best practice, Honorable Speaker, to other governors. I saw Governor Otchilo in Murang'a being taken through some apps within Murang'a County by Governor Irungu Kang'ata. And we welcome all the governors to come to Murang'a and learn a few things about how to implement projects in agriculture, implement projects in healthcare sector, and many other things that you can learn from Murang'a and find the beautiful people of Murang'a and connect with them. So, Honorable Speaker, I love the Kilifi County, and Honorable Speaker, you come from Kilifi County, and you served as a governor of Kilifi County, one of the best counties in this republic, Honorable Speaker. It's a coastal county, having a lot of resources within the blue economy, and I believe all the senators who have not experienced massive waters, the blue economy, the great seas and the oceans, Honorable Speaker, like Senator Boni Halwale, who have only seen the water in a bucket when they are taking a shower, can then now have an opportunity, Honorable Speaker, to experience the beauty of this land of Kenya from the Indian Ocean, Honorable Speaker. And I want to ask the committee that is planning for this Senate Mashinani to consider that the senators will have an opportunity to board a ship or a dhow or some water vessel, some watercraft, and experience how it is to survive in the 48th county, that is the seas and the blue economy sector, and to also ask us while they are taking up that voyage, Honorable Speaker, whether it's a dinner or whether it's a study tour within the ocean, to ask us what is the meaning of territorial sea, to ask us how far that territorial sea moves into the ocean, to ask us about the maritime domains, Honorable Speaker, and issues that touch on maritime governance and how we can ensure that we can harness the resources within the blue economy and within the maritime zone, so that we will not have these kind of answers that we had one time when a lady was being interviewed to take up a job within the Kilifi County. And when she was asked what blue economy was, She said it is about the blue skies. Nobody should confuse blue economy with the blue skies. Honorable Boni Halwale, Senator Boni Halwale, blue economy is about the seas and the oceans. So this Senate machinani will really help also the senators to advance their understanding of what the maritime domain stands for. Honorable Speaker, in that same Senate machinani, we talk about the contiguous zone and the exclusive economic zones within the maritime sector. I will happily take the senators through that course as we partner together with other experts in the maritime domain, the blue economy domain. And with those many remarks, Honorable Speaker, I wish to second and
point
move
of order,
forward.
Senator? What is your point of order?
What is your...
Thanks for your indulgence. The Speaker, standing on point of order number 105, Senator Veronica might be having an afternoon crush on me. Is she in order, Mr. Speaker, to suggest that I don't know what blue economy is?
Senator Boni Halwale, first withdraw that unparliamentary statement that your colleague could have a crush on you in the chamber. Kindly withdraw that. Then I'll deal with the second prayer that you've...
Mr. Speaker, because of the respect I give you, I withdraw, but wish to clarify that the crush was occasioned by the fact that she didn't just comment on me once. She's done it severally, which is the medical characteristics of a crush.
Senator Boni, maybe it is out of hatred. Someone could see it that way. Senator Veronica, the good doctor, has deep knowledge on blue economy. That I can attest.
Very well, I stand guided and I want
Senator Veronica, you had concluded seconding the motion?
Yes.
So allow me to propose the question.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Now, honorable senators, I now propose the question. They're aware that the Senate of Kenya is established under Article 93 of the Constitution, and its main role as set out at Article 96 is to represent, serve and protect the interests of the counties and their governments. Further, aware of the critical role that the Senate plays in linkage between the national and county levels of government, and the need to enhance the interaction between the Senate and the county governments as a means of bringing the Senate closer to the counties and the general public, acknowledging the recommendation of the Senate Business Committee that our sitting of the Senate be held away from the traditional premises in Parliament buildings, Nairobi, during the term of the 13th Parliament, and the subsequent resolution of the Senate made on 8th of March 2023 to hold plenary and committee sittings in the counties for a one-week period within the month of September in every session of the 4th Senate, except during an election year, with the objective to, 1, promote the role and work of the Senate and enhance public awareness regarding the business of the Senate and Parliament in general. 2, highlight existing and new opportunities for engagement in the legislative process. 3, develop and strengthen partnerships at the county level of government. And 4, provide an opportunity to members and staff of the county assemblies to learn and share best practices with senators and parliamentary officers. Further, acknowledging the successes made during previous sittings of the Senate outside Nairobi, held in Uasin Gishu, Kitui, Turkana, and Busia counties in 2018, 2019, 2023, and 2025 respectively. Now, therefore, pursuant to Article 126(1) of the Constitution, the Senate resolved to hold its plenary and committee sittings in Kilifi County from 21st to 25th September 2026. Now, honorable senators, this is rather procedural. The floor is open for debate. With your concurrence, you may allow me to put the question so that we dispense with this particular motion, or we may allow members to debate this motion. Do I have your concurrence that I put the question? Yes. Thank you. So, honorable senators, I will now proceed to put the question. That are aware that the Senate of Kenya is established under Article 93 of the Constitution, and its main rule, as set out at Article 96, is to represent, serve, and protect the interests of the counties and their governments. Further, aware of the critical role that the Senate plays in the interlinkage between the national and county levels of government, and the need to enhance the interaction between the Senate and county governments as a means of bringing the Senate closer to the counties and the general public, acknowledging the recommendation of the Senate Business Committee that a sitting of the Senate be held away from the traditional premises in Parliament buildings, Nairobi, during the time of the 13th Parliament, and the subsequent resolution of the Senate made on 8th March 2023 to hold plenary and committee sittings in the counties for a one-week period within the month of September in every session of the 4th Senate, except during an election year, with the objective to 1, promote the role and work of the Senate and enhance public awareness regarding the business of the Senate and Parliament in general. 2, highlight existing and new opportunities for engagement in the legislative processes. 3, develop and strengthen partnerships at the county level of government and provide an opportunity to members and staff of the county assemblies to learn and share best practices with senators and parliamentary officers. Further, acknowledging the successes made during the previous sittings of the Senate outside Nairobi, held in Uasin Gishu, Kitui, Turkana, and Busia counties in 2018, 2019, 2023, and 2025 respectively. Now, therefore, pursuant to Article 126(1) of the Constitution, the Senate resolved to hold its plenary and committee sittings in Kilifi County from 21st to the 25th of September 2026. Before I pose the question, just allow me to consult the clerk on a procedural issue. Having ascertained that we have the requisite quorum, I will now proceed. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Senator Veronica, kindly approach the chair. Now, we will proceed to order number 17, honorable senators, and thereafter we will see if we can assume the natural flow of today's order paper. Clerk, you may proceed to call that order.
Order 17. The Narcotic Drugs and Psychotropic Substances Control Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 1 of 2024, second reading.
Senator from Meru County.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for this opportunity. Honorable Speaker, Madam Speaker, Allow me to move this motion, the Narcotic Drugs and Psychotropic Substances Control Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 1 of 2024. Madam Speaker, I want to start by giving some background on what Mera has done to the economy of our country. And Madam Speaker, can you protect me from my second of the motion, which just binding me?
Honorable members, can the honorable senator be heard in silence, please? Consult in low tones.
So, Madam Speaker, I want to give some brief background on why Mera is an important cash crop in Kenya. And Madam Speaker, Mera is an important cash crop in Meru County, which is particularly Nyambene region and to a large extent in the Republic of Kenya. And it is estimated that it is grown in an area covering 22,000 hectares of land and benefits more than 500,000 people, either directly or indirectly, who are engaged in production, packaging, transportation, and other trade activities. And before Mera was banned in European countries, Mera contributed Kenya shilling 7.2 billion to Kenya's national GDP. So this proposed amendment, for the interest of the members, the bill intends to amend the Narcotics, Drugs and Psychotropic Substances Control Act to remove a substance called cathinone and cathine as naturally found in Mera crop, which is known as cathindulis, from the classification of psychotropic substances. You know, when you chew Mera, the reason why you feel excited or you feel happy, because Mera is a stimulant, is because of the two substances which are known as cathine and cathinone, Madam Speaker. And what we are proposing to do is to remove those two substances from the category of drugs as put by the NACANDA. So my justifications for the amendments is that under international law, cathine and cathinone are controlled by the UN Convention on the Psychotropic Substances 1971 and the Convention Against Illicit Traffic in Narcotics, Drugs and Psychotropic Substances 1988. However, Madam Speaker, Mera as a crop is not under international control of the two instruments. As the report from the World Health Organization, Expert Committee on Drug Dependence in 2006 determined that the potential for abuse and dependence is low and the threat to public health is insignificant to warrant international control. What these experts are saying from the World Health Organization is that even if you chew Mera from now to tomorrow, to the day after tomorrow, it will have very little effect on your health. And Madam Speaker, to justify, yours truly chews Mera, of course, every weekend. And I think my health has never been compromised by the fact that I chew Mera. And many other people in this house also, Madam Speaker, and others out there, they do the same. You know, there's been some people saying that when you chew Mera, you cannot, your production effect becomes low, Madam Speaker. I want to challenge this house. Even we went with the Committee on National Security to a public participation in Yegembe. And they can realize that those people, actually Yegembe Central Constituency has the highest population in Meru County. And that is actually where a lot of Mera is grown. So, Madam Speaker, I'm trying to give justifications and also to say that in Kenya, Mera is a scheduled crop under the Crops Act 2013. So, while Mera is a legal crop in our statutes, the Crops Act 2013, the substances found in Mera, cathinone and cathinone are classified as narcotics in Psychotropic Substances Act. So if the government is giving Mira farmers or Mira sector budget, and the same arm of government, another arm of government is trying to control and to say Mira is on drug, Madam Speaker, that is why we have that contradiction. Therefore, this puts Mira under the ambit of the two acts. The amendments to the Narcotics and Psychotropic Substances Control Act to exempt Cathedral and Cardinal as naturally found in Mira from the ambits of the necessary is very, very necessary to avoid the contradictions. Madam Speaker, the economic benefits of Mira are not contested, and the government's effort to revitalize the industry are well evident. And since the year 2016, the Mira sector has received budgetary allocations from the National Treasury. So if National Treasury is giving 2 billion to Mira sector, then why is Nakanda again penalizing those who are producing? Because once Mira is categorized as a drug through the Cardinal and Kadai, it is difficult, Madam Speaker, to do valuation. Mira is nowadays, there is a lot of research in Meru University and other institutions that Mira, there is Mira wine, Mira juice, also Mira tea bags, Madam Speaker. But these institutions have been unable to market these products because they are not getting licensed by the Kenyan Bureau of Standards. So that is why I'm here this afternoon to pray with the Senate so that they can help us to remove the two substances, Cardinal and Kadai, from the category under Nakanda. So it is important, Madam Speaker, to note that some of the government agencies, including Nakanda now, have spoken about it, have given contradictory positions on Mira. In the year 2013, appearing before the Parliamentary Handle Committee, which was formed to investigate and inquire on Mira-related issues, the chairperson then for Nakanda, Honorable John Mutudo, told the committee, the Parliamentary Committee, that there were no strong grounds to classify Mira as a drug. And Makui was just the previous chair of Nakanda. And according to the Honorable Mutudo, he had no issues with the Mira, and he really pronounced himself that the Mira and is very little effect. Actually, he's the one who wanted Parliament to repeal or amend the Narcotics and the Psychotropic Control Act, which indicated the two substances found in Mira as prohibited substances. And this afternoon, I want my colleague, Senator Mohamed Faki, you know, you have been discussing Mira issues with him about Mira and Mugoka. There's a time there was a crisis in Mombasa that the government, then county government, wanted to ban one of them, one of the products. And both Senator Milaj and Senator Mohamed Faki really helped me to discuss all these matters and that ban. So I want to thank them, and I'm happy that in this house to support what I'm trying to propose. And this is actually this is what.
What's your point of order, Senator Faki?
No, I'm saying.
Is that a point of order, Senator Faki?
You know, Madam
misleading the House.
You should not affect the flow of my submission with
Proceed
such a
on,
point of order. You know, when you get the mic,
Senator,
that is when you can make those decisions.
Senator Kathuri, proceed on the submissions. Let's proceed on.
You know, I've thanked him so much, Madam Speaker, and I don't know why now he's again getting pissed off. Because once we get permission, we remove Cardinal and Kadai from Nakanda list. Even we will have no Mira to take to Mombasa, because his worries is maybe there are some people chewing, not even Mira, the other Mugoka or something, but we will have no Mira to take to Mombasa. We are going to do valuation. And the quantities that we need, even Mombasa people will be walking to Meru to ask where they can get a twig of Mira from. Because what we want to do now is to go valuation, Madam Speaker. So we want to make sure that even these trucks we see on the road, the pickups and the trucks are wrong on their own, because we'll be shipping our finished products, which will do valuation to Europe and to other destinations. Madam Speaker, in the year 2021, the Meru County government, in collaboration with the Kenya Medical Research Institute, KEMRI, conducted the International Scientific Mineral Conference. And Nakanda and the Kenya Bureau of Standards expressed their support for the development of mineral products. These mineral products is what I mentioned, is mineral wine, mineral juice, mineral tea bags, and other substances that can be mined from mineral as a crop. So, but these two organizations, KEBS and Nakanda, cited illegal handle since mineral contains cadmium. And that is why we are trying to see how best we can remove this cadmium and cadmium from the list of narcotics and psychotropic substances. If you go and manufacture cadmium and cadmium in labs, as they do in the European countries, Madam Speaker, then that can be termed as a drug. But when cadmium and cadmium are appearing in their natural state, therefore, that is what we are saying, that is not a drug, but just a very simple substance, just to make you feel high and also to make you feel relaxed. Madam Speaker, the entrepreneurs in the manufacture of the various mineral products have expressed their frustrations since their products could not be licensed. And this is hindering their products from reaching the intended market, especially the international market, as I put it. And they have, however, expressed optimism that such hindrances will be removed since the government has shown goodwill in supporting the mineral sector. Among the recommendations of the Mineral Scientific Conference was that there was need to amend the law to remove mineral from the list of narcotics and psychotropic stimulants to allow for value addition and diversify the mineral markets. The classification, Madam Speaker, of cadmium and cadmium as psychotropic substances is thus an impediment to the value addition, as I put it, of mineral and the development of mineral products. Madam Speaker, I want to give this House again some parliamentary reports that have been made in support of the amendments. Madam Speaker, on July Wednesday 10th, 2013, the Parliament of Kenya resolved to form a parliamentary select committee on mineral, and I was a member in the year 2013 when I joined Parliament. The 29-member committee was to be led by the Meru Women Rep, Honorable Kajuju, and the scope was to investigate and inquire into all matters relating to CAT, to consider and review all research findings, and to make recommendations on the way forward. And Madam Speaker, after the conclusion of its mandate, the committee tabled a report, and among its findings was there was no scientific proof that mineral is a drug. Madam, this committee actually traveled even to the UK. I think almost 8 members, and we went to the House of Commons, and there the Ministry of Home Affairs, Madam Speaker, and already they also done their research. It is in this document, and they also proved that mineral is not a drug and is not affecting their people. And in its draft of recommendations of this committee led by Kajuju, the committee recommended the amendment of the Crop Act to include mineral in the list of scheduled crops. And further, the committee recommended that they should allocate funds to research institutions to enable them to carry out extensive research on mineral. And the committee also recommended that the government petition countries that had banned mineral to lift the ban. So, Madam Speaker, through Statute Law Miscellaneous Amendment Act number 7 of 2016, mineral was included in the list of Scheduled Crops Act 2013. So miraa nowadays is just like coffee, like tea, like coconut, like pyrethrum, like korosho. So miraa gets the budget through the national treasury, like any other crop in Kenya.
Senator Kaduri Murungi, you're addressing us in English. Kolosho is cashew nut.
Cashew nut, of course, I know, but for the interest of Senator Miraji, I wanted her to feel nice when I mentioned korosho. It is also important to know that in the exercise of powers conferred in Section 40 of the Crops Act 2013, the Cabinet Secretary for Agriculture and Livestock Development made the Crops Regulations 2023, which have been adopted by both houses of Parliament. The objective of the regulations is to promote, develop, and regulate the miraa industry. Madam Speaker, if I may quote my colleague also, Senator Modigi. Modigi, in this entire almost half of Embu County, people grow mogoka. And that is their economic lifeline. And that is why my friend is here attentively, because you'll be contributing to this important amendment, Madam Speaker. If this crop is not supported, how do you think that community can be able to survive? In Meru, I think 5 constituencies, they grow miraa and nothing else. And they don't know even how to grow any other crop because they have lived with the miraa since independence, since they were born. Even when they are doing dowry, we are doing dowry in Meru, you must take a bunch of miraa to your in-law. Otherwise, we're not get that in the Madam Speaker. So it is, the crop is so attached to us, Madam Speaker. Even when we are raising money for churches, we take miraa and sell in the church so that we can be able to buy seed pills, to do development in the church, Madam Speaker. So I didn't want to seek support from the Senate so that at least we can be able to support this community. Madam Speaker, in the United Kingdom, the House of Commons Committee undertook into investigation of the rationale and effect of the miraa ban by the government. In their report, the committee concluded that the ban on cat in the UK was not based on any evidence that miraa causes medical or social harm. Instead, miraa was banned because of a desire to avoid the UK becoming a hub for the illegal importation of cat into other EU countries. Madam Speaker, in their report, while sympathizing with the Kenyan miraa community, the UK parliamentary report captures this, and I want to quote that there is a clear potential for the introduction of controls on cat in the UK to have an detrimental impact on the economy of Kenya, particularly in Meru, where cat cultivation is a main industry. Madam Speaker, if European Parliament can be able to sympathize with this community, with Meru, with Embu, and other parts, how comes the Parliament of Kenya can be able to object the support that they should give this community? So they continued and saying that this would not in and itself be a good reason for rejecting a ban on drug which was proven to be harmful. But in this case, there is no good evidence of medical or social harm. The Kenya delegation told us that, and told them that the policy and the potential to damage UK-Kenya relations. And through the UK is only one of the number of countries placing restrictions on cat. So, Madam Speaker, because my colleagues also want to contribute to this important amendment bill, I want to, in a few minutes, to summarize and conclude and say that, Madam Speaker, contrary to sensation, reporting of the ban of miraa in the UK, the United Kingdom Parliament acknowledged that there is no evidence that shows that miraa has a direct causal link to adverse medical effects. The report indicates that in most of the European countries, the ban on cut was informed by bans affected by the neighboring countries, as there was the risk of exposing their countries into the business again. The Parliamentary Report Committee in Kenya on Agriculture and Livestock, Madam Speaker, dated 2nd June 2022, responding to a petition by Mira farmers regarding the matters relating to Mira, among them, implementation of the Mira Task Force implementation technical team recommendations, and diversion of funds for the Mira industry, with appropriation of 1 billion meant for Mira revitalization, further underscores the significance the Parliament of Kenya has placed on the Mira sector. Madam Speaker, I don't want to continue with the more branches because I can see my members, honorable colleagues, have understood what I want to do. Therefore, in conclusion, Madam Speaker, well, Mira is a legal cash crop in Kenya, and the government provides budgetary allocations to support the industry. The classification of its components as prohibited substances negates the strengths meant to revitalize the industry and is an hindrance to the value addition of the crop. It is only fair and just to the farmers and the manufacturers of Mira products to have the components of Mira, cathine, and cathinol, and their natural form be removed from ambits of the Narcotics and Psychotropic Substances Control Act. So, my colleague senators, I think I've convinced enough in my deliberations. But I'm very, very much available. Whoever wants more clarification, more information, just to approach me, or you can call me on wherever you are seated, so that I can be able to give you more information, more facts, so that you can be able to support this amendment bill, which will go a very, very big way, actually, to support one of the biggest populations that we have. And Madam Speaker, since you also come from a county that is so much agricultural like Murang'a, if today we say there should no macadamia nuts, we see now we have a lot of fight on macadamia nuts. Even in Meru we do produce them. But you can see now the prices have gone down. Senator Murango is very much aware the effect that we have on macadamia. So if macadamia is banned in Murang'a, in Kirinyaga, in Kiambu, in Meru, in Embu, where can those farmers go? This is the same thing with Mira in Meru, in Embu, that is where it is mostly grown. Madam Speaker, I can see my colleague is a bit tense, but I want to promise you, once you approve this amendment bill, Senator Faki, we shall collect all Mira coming to Mombasa and do value addition. That is actually the comfort that I want to give you, so that when discussing this bill, you will have that insight, that what we want to do is to make sure that whatever Mira is coming out of Meru, we do value addition into wine, into juice, and also, if you can't drink wine or take juice, you can just boil your hot water and put Mira timber inside, and just you consume, and you'll be fine. So, therefore, Madam Speaker, thank you very much. I would like to request my friend Senator Chelagei to second this motion. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Senator Kathuri. Very interesting debate. Senator Chelagei, hold on. Hold on. I have a communication from the chair on a visiting delegation of youth leaders from Murang'a County. Honorable Senators, I would like to acknowledge the presence in the public gallery this afternoon a visiting delegation of 12 youth leaders from Murang'a County. The delegation is in the Senate on a courtesy call to Senator Joe Nyoto, MP. On behalf of the Senate and on my own behalf, also from Murang'a County, I extend a warm welcome to the delegation and wish them a very fruitful visit, and I thank you. And to honor the youth leaders who are from the county where Senator Joe Nyoto and yours truly comes from, I will call out the names.
We have Stephen Wangoi, Paul Mwangi, Susan Bao, Nahash Onjiri, Dennis Karori, Benjamin Kigo, Charles Mbai, Francis Joguna, Samuel Dongo, Irene Jerry, Jane Jerry, and Nancy. Thank you and welcome to Senate. Senator Cheradige, you may proceed. Yes, let me give an opportunity, first of all, to Senator John Nyoto to welcome the grade 12 youth leaders from Murang'a County.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for the opportunity to welcome these youth leaders from Murang'a County, where you also happen to come from. Madam Speaker, these are young people who have volunteered themselves and come out as leaders in the county. And Madam Speaker, they have come here for mentorship and familiarization. And Madam Speaker, you know, as you have observed, that Murang'a County is a great county, a county that continues producing great leaders. And this is a county that also recognizes and respects women leadership, Madam Speaker. And that is why you and other women leaders on Sunday welcomed the President of Kenya, Madam Speaker. We have very many women leaders in Murang'a and who love the President. But Madam Speaker, these are youths that are non-aligned and who are here to learn and of course see what we do here. I want to welcome you to this house. This is the upper house of Parliament, which basically specializes in protecting devolution in the counties, and also, of course, you know, strives to see that counties are well resourced. So you are in the right place. Madam Speaker, they say that you have to fake it till you make it. So when these leaders are here, they are behaving like leaders, faking as leaders, at least when they are here, because ultimately, with God's blessings, they will end up in either of the houses as great leaders. So, Madam Speaker, I welcome these great leaders and encourage them to come once and again when they can, and I thank you for according and recognizing them and calling them out name by name. So, Madam Speaker, I thank you. Encourage our young people to continue, of course, associating with leadership and visiting the houses. Madam Speaker, I thank you.
Thank you, Senator John Nyoto. Senator Cheradige, you may proceed to second this motion.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for this opportunity as I move to second this important bill, the Narcotic Drugs Psychotropic Substance Control Amendment Bill 2024, by His Excellency the Deputy Speaker of the Republic of Kenya, Katuri Murungi, who is a member of Jurinjeke. So, Speaker, I also want to thank Madam Speaker because the youth leaders from Murang'a are just here, and I'm happy Murang'a is one of the agricultural counties in the Republic of Kenya, and I want to wish them well. I'm happy Senator Newt has said they are non-aligned, and I'm happy that we'll work together. I can assure them if they want us to work together, I'm willing to work together so that we can mentor them to be leaders, not only leaders at their region, but national leaders. So, Mr. Speaker, wish them well and God's blessings. That is where some of us started from. We must, and I want to celebrate the Senator Katuri Murungi, the Jurinjeka, and the Deputy Speaker of the Senate Republic of Kenya. And I'm Speaker, I think the biggest agenda we have as a nation, or as leaders who are elected as Article 96, is to represent the interest of our people. I think time and again, Senator Katuri, who used to be a member of Parliament of National Assembly in the lower house, and now is serving as a first-term member of the Senate, representing the great people of Meru, has done exceptionally very well. And I hope the people of Meru know that they have a representative Mr. Speaker, Madam Speaker, because the last senator we served with did not have this passionometer, that the passion that Senator Katuri has for the people of Meru, Mr. Speaker. And I know the issue of Miraa is so dear to the people of Meru. Madam Speaker, we must defend Miraa farmers, like rice farmers in Mwea, like maize farmers in Wazingishu and Nandi, like sugarcane farmers in Western Kenya, like coffee farmers in Muranga, Kiambu, and even in Nandi and Bungoma, like milk farmers, Madam Speaker, in Nandi, and even in Embu, Madam Speaker. Even in Embu, where Mount Kenya East, I know I'm not making a political statement, but where majorly Miraa is grown is in Mount Kenya East, Madam Speaker. And therefore, I want to say that we must defend farmers of Miraa the way we'll defend farmers of Mnazi from Coast in Mombasa, Madam Speaker. Even macadamia, Madam Speaker. And even must defend even the fish farmers in Homa Bay and fish farmers in Mombasa. We must bring equality so that when we speak, the Senate knows, Madam Speaker, that we are speaking on behalf of all the farmers, Madam Speaker, in the Republic of Kenya. So I want to thank and say and tell the Miraa farmers who are watching this debate that the people of Nandi are supporting you 100% to ensure we protect and ensure Miraa as a crop, as a cash crop, Madam Speaker, becomes one of their critical and livelihoods, Madam Speaker. You are aware 1.5 million livelihoods depend on Miraa, Madam Speaker. So we are talking about almost a quarter of the population of this country. 1.4 million livelihoods. Majorly Meru, where my brother Mundiki comes from, Embu, has been very passionate about defending farmers on all from coffee now to Miraa, or known as cat, Madam Speaker. So 1.4 million Kenyans depend on this crop. It's not a number, Madam Speaker. Even when you look at the numbers that we are talking about, 80% to 90% is consumed locally, Madam Speaker, of this Miraa, which is very critical and very important, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, we harvest, and I want Senator Seki, not Senator Seki, Senator Faki. You know, Seki and Faki are not too far. That, Madam Speaker, we harvest 32,000 tons of Miraa. That is what, 12 billion Kenya shillings, Madam Speaker. That's a lot of income generating, Madam Speaker. I know there could be resistance from some of our colleagues, maybe because of their religious beliefs, maybe because Miraa was wrongly classified as a drug, Madam Speaker, that can lead to substance abuse. And I think this amendment, because I'll be very brief so that my colleagues can Madam Speaker, I know when you talk about psychotropic substance, it means it interferes with central nervous system. And therefore, when it was classified, Miraa was wrongly classified. And now history has given us a chance to rewrite and stand with Miraa farmers, Madam Speaker. I've told you we generate 12 billion yearly. Madam Speaker, 1 acre of Miraa can generate over 1 million Kenyan shillings per year. Even us in farmers, and Senator Mandago will tell you, we don't generate 1 million in 1 acre of maize. In fact, I'm thinking, Senator Mandago, that we should start cultivating Miraa in Nandi and Wazingishu. And we'll support Senator Katuri. Because if we are getting 1 million in an acre, as we are getting 40 bags at maximum of maize, time is 3,500. The people who attended maths lesson in the morning, I can see the chairperson of finance should tell me what is, Madam Speaker, 3,500 times 40 bucks. I don't know, maybe he can calculate for us. So if you are earning 1 million, it is very important, Madam Speaker. And as I know, Senator of Bungoma, Senator Wakoli is a maize farmer, Madam Speaker. Even Miraa, that is why I'm saying we should shift to Miraa. Because if you are getting 1 million per acre, as we are getting 140,000 for maize farmers, Madam Speaker, can you believe? We are doing badly, Madam Speaker, and therefore I want to appeal that let us pass this amendment. Let us save Miraa farmers. Madam Speaker, you know our greatest market is Somalia, Madam Speaker. We must protect those information. And I'm happy, Madam Speaker, as I continue to second, because I'll be very brief, that I'm happy even we should need to allow the Mira farmers to export beyond Somalia, in Eastern Central Africa, Madam Speaker, and even export overseas. And I want to celebrate His Excellency Dr. William Ruto, because today he had a chance to address the Tanzania Parliament, Madam Speaker. And I'm happy the two leaders, Senate Majority Leader and Minority Leader, accompanied the President in his address to Tanzania Parliament. And one of the key issues that the President raised, and is very critical, is how as East Africa community, we can remove tariff barriers in terms of business. And I want to challenge Mira farmers, now that President William Ruto, President Samia Suluhu Hassan, President Museveni, President Kagame, the President and Eastern Central Africa, Madam Speaker, under EAC, now that tariff barriers have been removed, we need to amend this law as fast as 159 of Sabatian Sawe, allow Mira farmers to export their Mira even up to Tanzania, because we are looking at 80 million plus market, Madam Speaker. We are looking about 300 million plus market where Mira farmers can sell their crop, Madam Speaker. And I want to thank His Excellency the President, because some people might take it casually that we have removed tariff barriers in terms of business in this country. And Madam Speaker, that visit was very critical, so that in future we can ensure we remove. We are one people, Madam Speaker. You have Maasais in Kenya, there are Maasais in Tanzania. Madam Speaker, I was impressed. There is also a Kalenjin member of parliament in Tanzanian parliament, Madam Speaker. So there are many. Even Luos are in Kenya. The others are in Isibania, I think, in somewhere in Tanzania, Madam Speaker. And therefore, it is very important, Madam Speaker. The second and final point I wanted to make is that when we amend this act, Madam Speaker, we expect the anti-narcotic units to stop harassing Mira farmers, and also NACADA, Madam Speaker, the agency that fights against drug abuse in the country. Madam Speaker, Kenyans should understand the reason we want to amend and protect Mira farmers is if this is still classified as a psychotropic substance. The punishment of a psychotropic substance, Madam Speaker, is 1 million or life imprisonment, Madam Speaker. So I want to appeal to Senator Faki, Senator Roba, Senator Miraj, Senator Abbas, Senator Chute, that this is very important, Madam Speaker. These are just normal farmers. There is nothing. Even, Madam Speaker, can you believe the coffee you take? It interferes with central nervous system. The tea you take, it interferes with central nervous system. So we should not say Mira is a drug, Madam Speaker. It is just like any other crop that will assist, Madam Speaker, so that we can ensure. So I want to appeal to my colleagues, especially who have mentioned that we need...
Honorable Charadige, just hold on. What's your point of order, Senator Bass? Senator...
Yes, Madam Speaker,
Captain.
I wish to request the Honorable Senator Charadige to clarify why he chose to single out Senator Faki, Senator Miraj, and Senator Abbas, and Senator Roba for the benefit of the House, because I don't seem to understand the intention of the Honorable Senator. Thank you.
Senator Charadige, can you clarify why you segregated and singled them out in your submissions?
Madam Speaker, it is the senators that my eyes could capture. I could see at the floor of the House. Maybe I like the list, Senator Katuri, Senator Mundigi, Senator Mandago.
Senator
I have
Charadige,
mentioned a number of them.
Senator Charadige,
Yes.
your eyes are encouraged to capture more senators so that they can feel the submissions are more inclusive. Okay, proceed and finish your deliberations.
Madam Speaker, as by the standing order, I still have 1 hour, but I will just be brief. Madam Speaker, and I want to appeal to Senator Roba, my good friend and my big brother, and the party leader of UDM, that it was not in bad faith, it was in good faith, because we want people to know that we have a party leader in the House. And that is why I keep mentioning you, so that people are aware you are in the House, Madam Speaker, and your people appreciate that the role you are playing. Madam Speaker, and therefore on this issue of, as I conclude, Madam Speaker, the issue I just wanted to mention is that we want NACADA and anti-narcotics unit so that they can stop harassing farmers, Mira farmers, Madam Speaker. I want to appeal and call upon the President, I think under the Constitution, to just assent to this bill. It is in good faith and will do value addition. Senator Mundigi was telling me that, and I once attended with him an SC, and Senator Mundigi was teaching us that Mira, we can do value addition. Senator Katuri has said, we make Mira juice, Madam Speaker. In fact, I'm proposing, if we pass this bill, and I know we'll pass it, Madam Speaker, we'll pass this bill. We'll pass it. We should also, in our availability of drinks in Parliament, I'm proposing that we should include Mira juice so that we can start taking, and Kenyans can take the lead, Madam Speaker, because it is not a psychotropic substance. No, Madam Speaker, can you protect me from Senator Roba? Is becoming I don't want to say unruly, but he's becoming Madam Speaker. So juice, Madam Speaker, I'm proposing, and the first person who will assist us in testing that Mira juice will be led by the Deputy Speaker, Senator Mundigi, and yours truly. I'll be the third person, Madam Speaker. We will only consume water, soda, Mira juice, but other things are exceptional, Madam Speaker, and milk, of course. You know there's milk already in the menu of Parliament. So we need to expand the milk because it's very healthy. I'm told it is good for the body and the soul, and it can assist you in other engagements, especially after 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. in the morning, Madam Speaker. So we must ensure that we do value addition to all the things that we do so that the people of Mira, we can do value addition, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, finally, we should amend the second schedule because cutting on and cutting in, there are things that exist in Mira, but according to because I talked to some doctors, and I want to inform my colleagues that the interference of central nervous system is not as equal as an abuse of drug, substance, or alcohol, Madam Speaker. This is just like coffee. Let me use caffeine that we take. It doesn't interfere, it doesn't intoxicate, Madam Speaker. So I want to thank Senate Deputy Speaker for bringing this, Madam Speaker. This bill is very important, and we know we want, Madam Speaker, I've said you, they will always, that we ensure, even if it means that we do medical and scientific regulations, Madam Speaker, we prevent and we ensure our 1.5, Madam Speaker, and if we remove today the 1.5 million livelihoods, we'll be very grateful. And I know, Madam Speaker, we can, when this enforcement, judicial discretion, over criminalization, resource needs, international obligations, and I've just given an East Africa, Madam Speaker. So we need to ensure that as a country, we must and should protect the farmers that we have in this country. Farmers, even I forgot to say, I know Senator Roba has been very uncomfortable to the Speaker. I forgot that we need also to protect camel farmers, just like Mira farmers. And that is why when they were that issue in Kwakimari, in Seikuru, we were very passionate that camel farmers should be protected. So as Senator Roba says, let's protect camel farmers. We are also saying protect Mira farmers. As Senator Mandago says protect Mei farmers, we are saying protect Mira farmers. As Senator Mundigi says protect Mira farmers, we are saying protect the fish in the auction by Senator Fake. So we must agree as a country, Madam Speaker, that we need to say that. Madam Speaker, with those very, very many remarks, I want to thank you, Madam Speaker. Somebody mentioned that Muranga has a lot of women leadership. And we are proud because the House of Mumbi, the Kikuyu Nation are proud of you. And Nyumba, we are so proud, Madam Speaker, because on Sunday, we saw that women can be good hostesses of the president. We are so proud of you. I saw how elegant, graciously, beautiful you are dressed, holding on to the president. And we know there is no, Madam Speaker, can you protect me from Senator Karen Nyamu? He's just heckling, and you know that's the habit of ODM. I'm just praising you. Why is he still us that I'm praising the Speaker? Does she have any other agenda that we don't know? So we are proud that you hosted the president. Muranga, Nandi, and any other part, and I want also even in Mandera, the other day, Senator Roba, you hosted the president. The president is the president of the Republic of Kenya. He does not need any permission to visit any country. And I saw some people saying, why is President William Ruto visiting after every 1 week Muranga? Muranga is Kenya. He can even decide and come and live in Muranga. He's the president of Kenya, for heaven's sake. Even Meru. In fact, Meru should have a state lodge, Madam Speaker, so that the president can come and stay there, Madam Speaker. So, Madam Speaker, we are proud of you. And you know, many people had said Muranga is not in Kenya Kwanza, but under your leadership as SG Emeritus, we have seen Muranga is in government fully. And come 2027, many people will be shocked. I want to appeal to the president. The moment the president signs this Mira bill into law, he will get all the votes of Mount Kenya region, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, with those many remarks, allow me to second, and I thank you and allow the colleagues also to make their comments. I beg to second, and I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Senator Cheradi. Always very interesting in your debates. Honorable Senators, I propose a question that the Narcotic Drugs and Psychotropic Substance Control Amendment Bill...
Garnier Super Youth Invisible Serum. Invisible texture, so lightweight. By Garnier, naturally.
And before we proceed on to the next stage of this bill, I am going to give a direction now that I see Senator Karen Nyamu is in the House. Honorable Senators, as you may recall, earlier this afternoon, the Speaker issued a communication on disrespectful remarks by Senator Karen Nyamu MP on a student under the school voluntary service scheme. Honorable Senators, I now see Senator Nyamu in the chamber, and in this regard, I forthwith call upon the Senator to tender the unreserved apology as earlier directed by the Chair to the Senate, the student's family, and the public for the distress occasioned by her remarks in compliance with the communication that was issued earlier by the Chair and the Speaker of this House. Senator Karen Nyamu, you now have the floor. You can move to the dispatch and recite the apology in the acceptable version. You can choose to do it from wherever you wish.
Madam Speaker, this apology has been written for me to read, and parts of it constitute an admission to what I have been accused of, which cannot be further from the truth. But because I respect the procedures of this House and the consequences of not adhering, I will go ahead and read this apology.
Senator, what's your issue, Senator Roba?
Yes, Madam Speaker, the Honorable Senator, contrary to the guidance you've given, she has disowned the statement that is in her hand by saying it was written for her to read, and contrary to what she believes is right. It's very important that if consciously she is not giving an apology, that she does not address, the Senate, that she's under coercion to make a statement that doesn't belong to her. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Senator Robert, what's your point of order, Senator Chiralige?
Madam Speaker, I rise under Standing Order 122. If you heard Senator Karen Nyamu, my good sister, she just said the apology or the apology statement she wants to make was written for her, and she agrees with partly or part of its statement, but she's saying admission of guilty on the aspect of what. Madam Speaker, I want to request, because maybe this is premature, but to appeal for Senator that standing order 122, a senator commits an act of grossly dishonest conduct if the senator defies a ruling or direction of the speaker or chairperson of the committees. So is Senator Karen Nyamu in order to defy your ruling that she goes expressingly and requests for an apology?
Thank you, Senator Charadige and Senator Roba, for for raising those objections. Senator Karen Nyamu, I want to guide you. The Speaker has given directions on the apology you are to tender to the Senate. This apology relates to a very young learner, and you know the effect that it can have when statements are misunderstood. That student who was here came here to learn, to be mentored, and must be mentored in the best environment. So once again, I give you a chance to tender an unqualified and reserved apology in the terms that are set out as I have guided you and as you were guided earlier by the substantive chair of the Senate. Who are you informing? Because there is no one on the floor. You cannot inform when there is no one who is on the floor. So Senator Madago, hold your peace. Senator Karen Nyamu, can you now proceed to tender the apology without wasting time?
Madam Speaker, I'd also want, before I read my apology, I can let Senator Madago inform me.
Senator Karen Nyamu, proceed to tender the apology. I did not allow Senator Madago to proceed with any, even with his request for point of information, because there was no one on the floor. Proceed. Senator Madago, this House is guided not by elders, but it's guided by the standing orders of the Senate, and that those are the ones we are running the proceedings by. We have we have avenues for elders to guide in other very important matters. So proceed, Senator Karen. What is your point of clarification, Senator Kathuri Murungi?
Madam Speaker, I also am very, very keen to listen to the apology. But Madam Speaker, do you mean the place of elders in this House is not there according to you? Because many times we refer to elder, the chairman, you our youth.
Senator
Can you praise us?
Senator Kathuri Murungi, you mentor the other senators as ranking members of this House and as recognized by the standing order as ranking members. You do not mentor outside the framework of the standing orders. So I want to guide you. Elders have their own space. You can have your own space when you are outside the House. When you're having tea in the lounge, you can play the elders' role. But within Parliament, the framework for guiding the proceedings is within the standing orders. And that's the one we are using. The standing orders has not provided for elders, but has provided for ranking members. So we proceed on. You can do your role as an elder, and it's much needed. It's actually very much needed, but you do it within the right setting, not outside the setting. Otherwise, we'll have elders from one community bringing their rules, then another one from another community bringing their rules, and there will be a heavy conflict of which set of rules from which elders we should utilize to guide which senator. And with those remarks now, we are now proceeding. Senator Cherarige, maintaining now. Senator Karen Nyamu, please proceed to tender the apology.
Madam Speaker, I will go ahead and read my apology. Madam Speaker, I, Senator Karen Nyamu, MP, hereby tender my unreserved apology to the Senate, the student under the School Voluntary Service Scheme, the family of the student, and the public for the remarks I made on Wednesday, 25th March 2026, while welcoming the student. I acknowledge that the utterances were inappropriate and fell short of the dignity, decorum, and respect expected of a state officer, particularly towards a young female learner who was in the speaker's gallery. I reaffirm my commitment to uphold the values and integrity of the Senate and to treat all persons, especially young people, engaging with Parliament with respect and courtesy they deserve. Madam Speaker, I will also go ahead to say that I was highly misunderstood.
Senator Karen,
very
I
surprised.
think, Senator Karen, just leave it at that. You may have your seat now. Honorable Senators, having considered the apology tendered by Senator Karen Nyamu MP, hereby acknowledge and accept the same. I nonetheless caution the state officer going forward to refrain from making any such disrespectful remarks. I further now direct that all remarks made by Senator Karen Nyamu MP to the Senate on Wednesday, 25th March 2026, be expunged from the Hansard of that sitting day. I thank you. Thank you. Right Honorable Amason Jeffakinge, Speaker of Senate. We can now proceed on. What's your point of order, Senator Roba?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I rise on point of order according to Senate Standing Order 111 to request that because this is a bill that is of interest to many and we wish to contribute, all of us, to limit the timing of the contributions so that we can get the opportunity to weigh in. Madam Speaker, thank you. I propose 5 minutes, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Senators, there is a proposal for... yes, Senator Kathuri, the mover of this bill.
Madam Speaker, if my record is right and my knowledge on procedure matters, you can only validate that time when the bill is being moved, especially after seconding. That is when you can be able to limit the time. But when we are midway, from the one you call row house, I don't know whether the standing orders in the row house are different.
Senator Kathuri, I want to agree with you on your clarification on the procedural matter, but also guide you that we have done it, it's been done procedurally because it's just been seconded and we have not proceeded to the next step. He just seconded and then I read Senator Karen Nyamu's case and matter, so we are in good order. The procedure is okay, and I'm happy that you agree that the procedure is in order. We have not agreed on the 5 minutes. Now we were going to discuss that aspect. So, Honorable Senators, there is a proposition that we limit debate so that everybody could, all senators could have an opportunity to contribute to the important bill. If we have consensus on the number of minutes, then we will proceed. Senator Charadige, what point of procedure are you raising?
Madam Speaker, if you look at the Standing Order 111, that motion by Senator Roba is wrongly before the House because He just proposed and he doesn't have a seconder. So the motion serves as the fate of collapse. Madam Speaker, he didn't even call anybody to second. So that motion collapses, Madam Speaker, but it does not even see the light of day, Madam Speaker. It dies by the sword. So, Madam Speaker, that's violation of Standing Order 111 because it's a motion that should have been properly moved, which is not properly moved, Madam Speaker.
Senator Charalige, no decision has as yet been made. I only need to guide the Honorable Senator Roba to call the seconder of that motion before we move into agreeing how the debate is limited. I'm using a discretion as a speaker. Proceed, Senator Roba.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for the guidance. I rise on Standing Order 111, and as moved, I request my colleague, Senator Mandago, to second.
Madam Speaker, I second.
So we can... Honorable Senators, I put the question that the debate on the narcotic drugs and psychotropic substances control amendment bill, Senate Bills number 1 of 2024, be limited to 10 minutes. I put the question that the debate on the narcotic drugs and psychotropic substances control amendment bill, Senate Bills number 1 of 2024, be limited to 10 minutes. As many... If we are... You want to contribute to that motion? I will give one person on this side and one person on the other side and close that debate. So, Senator, one person on this, one senator on this side and one senator on the other side. And 2 minutes each.
Asante Mheshimiwa Spika. Kwanza ni kupinga mswada huu wa kupunguza wakati wa maongezi wa mswada huu muhimu. Mheshimiwa Spika, masuala ya miraa, masuala ya mogoka ni masuala ambayo yametoa athari nyingi sana kwa wakazi wa Mombasa, Pwani kwa jumla, na pia sehemu za Northeastern na sehemu zingine mpaka kama vile Garissa, Mandera, Wajir na kwa kwengineko. Kwa Mheshimiwa Spika, mimi binafsi dakika 10 hazitaweza kunitosha kuweza kuzungumzia mchango wangu kwa mswada huu. Ningeomba nipewe zaidi ya dakika 10 katika kueleza, nipewe zile 25 ambazo zinatakana kupewa ili niweze kupinga mswada huu kikamilifu. Asante Bi Spika.
Senator Madago.
Madam Speaker, I support the motion that the debate be limited to 10 minutes so that all honorable senators can have time to contribute.
Senator Madago, you cannot contribute to it because you're I'm alerted, you seconded, so Senator Cheradigei takes your position.
Madam Speaker, thank you.
Thank you for seeking that clarification.
Yes, because Madam Speaker, as you said earlier, this house is not guided by elders. It is guided by the House President rules and standing orders. And you know, Senator Madago is one of our revered elders of our community. So maybe that we can handle him at that level. Madam Speaker, I want to just support that 10 minutes is sufficient. This bill has stayed longer in the order paper. The Mira farmers are waiting. And even the president has just informed me the other day that he's waiting for the bill to ascend. So 10 minutes is more than sufficient. Madam Speaker, put the question and we will win it. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Senator Madago, that will be the last clarification we have on this issue. Take a minute.
Yes.
Proceed.
You know, Madam Speaker, I don't understand the agitation of Senator Mundigi. Mundigi, you should remember I'm among those who supported Muguka when there was a stalemate in Mombasa. You should come quietly. Madam Speaker, my clarification is not even related to the Mira amendment bill. We are going to go to that.
So can you do that clarification later then? Let's tidy up this Mira debate and then you'll do the clarification later. What's your point of order, Senator Roba?
Is it in order for the Honorable Senator Cherargei to invoke the name of the President? And in terms of him saying the President has spoken to him in an issue that we are debating in the House, Madam Speaker.
Senator Cherargei, don't go out of order to invoke the name of President. You may look like you are dropping names to intimidate other senators. So can you just put it within context when you are debating? So resume your seat because I'm putting the question now. No, sit down. I've just guided you. There you need guidance. Resume your seat, Senator Cherargei. Honorable Senators, I put the question that the debate, the Narcotics, Drugs and Psychotropic Substances Control Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 1 of 2024, be limited to 10 minutes per senator. As many as are of that opinion say aye. Aye. As many as are of that contrary opinion say nay.
Work today is broken. We're all working in too many disconnected apps, and it's killing team productivity. But for the first time, there's a platform that fixes it by combining everything you need. Projects, chat, and knowledge in one place. It's all powered by the world's most complete work, AI, so you can find answers from anywhere and get work done faster. Introducing ClickUp, the everything app for work.
I looked because members are not blind, and I know that the speaker in the seat is Senator Veronica Maina.
Senator Madago, thank you for seeking that clarification. Yes, the substantive Speaker of the House is Right Honorable Amazon Jeffa Kingi, so he tends to sign and papers tend to be produced under his name. But I confirm that the Speaker in control of the Senate chamber today, this afternoon, is none other but yours truly, Senator Veronica Maina, MP, Murang'a County. Thank you. Now, we are proceeding to contributions, to make contributions, to allow senators to make contributions to the motion that is on the floor of the House. I'll give this first chance to Senator Mundigi.
Asante Bispika kwa kunipa nafasi nichangie mjadala wa kuhusu mraa Muguka katika nchi yetu ya Kenya ambaye imeletwa na Senator wa Meru Mr. Kadhuri Murungi. Bispika, mambo ya kilimo katika nchi yetu ya Kenya kila kaunti iko na ile mazao inalima. Ukienda Kitale utakuta kilimo ya mahindi. Ukienda Kisumu utakuta kilimo ya sukari. Ukienda Mombasa utakuta kilimo ambaye ni ya blue economy, mambo ya samaki. Ukienda Kitale utakuta pia mahindi, na Eldoret utakuta mahindi. Ukienda Embu, ukienda Kitui, ukienda Tharaka Nithi, ukienda Meru, ukienda Embu, ukienda pia Nandi, na ukienda karibu kaunti 15 mambo ya kilimo, kwa sababu siku hizi watu wote wamerudi masambani. Utakuta watu wanalima mahindi, utakuta kahawa, manjani, makandamia, juu ya value addition. Pia Bwana Spika, mambo ya mugoka, hii kilimo ilianza wakati hizi vitu zingine sirumbwa na Mungu. Mambo ya miraa, kutoka zamani wazee wetu walikuwa nalima kilimo ya mugoka, kwa sababu tunajua ukienda Meru hata kwa kanisa utakuta miraa inapeanwa kama sadaka. Ukienda kaunti zingine kama mambo ya ndoa, ilikuwa mambo ya wazee wa zamani, mambo ya mugoka ilikuwa inapeanwa ndio mchana aweze kuolewa. Mambo ya miraa, Bwana Speaker, mambo ya watu wazee wakiwa wamekosana, unakuta hakukuwa na mambo ya vitu nyingi, hakukuwa na pesa. Mambo ya miaka ya zamani kulikuwa na mbuzi, kulikuwa na ng'ombe na kondoo, lakini mambo ya hela ilikuwa inaleta wazee pamoja, na mambo ya baraka kuungana na mambo ya mugoka. Speaker, wakati sisi kumeingia kilimo, ni mambo ya pesa, mambo ya ndoa, mambo ya zile vitu zingine, unakuta mambo ya value addition. Serikali ya Kenya ya William Ruto imesema mambo ya sukari ifanywe value addition huko upande wa Kisumu na huko Nandi. Ukienda upande mwingine utakuta kahawa, manjani, makandamia, saa hii imeleta bei mzuri sana juu ya kufanya value addition. Kwa hiyo Speaker, mambo ya mugoka katika kilimo yetu iko katika mazao ya kilimo, na ndio naona tunatetea, kwa sababu katika Embu County na kaunti zingine siku hizi umasikini umeondoka.
Senator Cherargei, hold on, Senator Mudige. Senator Cherargei, what's your point of order?
Speaker, nasimama kwa standing order 105. Ningependa kumuuliza ndugu yangu tu clarify, kwa sababu Wakenya wengi wanafuatilia mjadala huu.
Choose the language you want to address the Senate.
Afafanue kanuni ya kudumu 105, afafanue tu aliposema kuwa miraa inatumika kama mahari katika kuoa. Inamaanisha ni miraa inatumika kwa kuposa msichana ama kutoa mahari, ama ni baadhi ya zawadi, ama ni mahari yenyewe? Ndio Wakenya waelewe. Nilitaka tu kwa heshima, si ati kumpinga, lakini afafanue hizi, kwa sababu sisi wote hatutoki jamii ya Waembu. Sisi wengine tunatoa ng'ombe, wengine tunatoa ngamia, wengine tunatoa mbuzi, wengine wanatoa pombe la mnazi. So ingekuwa vizuri Senator Mundigi kwa heshima atuelezee ni zawadi ama ni mahari yenyewe. Ndio leo wale wanataka kuwa wasichana wa Embu wajue tu ukishachukua miraa msichana kapewa. Tafadhali Mheshimiwa Mundigi.
Asante Bwana Speaker. Mambo ya miraa vile nilikuwa nasema, wakati wakali, wakati ya kukuwa na pesa, watu wanataka kuoa, watu wamekosana wakuja pamoja, kama vile unaenda kama Kisumu unakuta walikuwa anakaa pamoja wanaweza sukari. Ukienda sehemu nyingine ilikuwa ni kama mambo ya mahindi. Hiyo ndio ilikuwa inafanyika katika wa miaka ya zamani, wakati hakukuwa na pesa. Na sasa hiyo kilimo wakati huu imegeuzwa ikawa ni mambo ya pesa, unapelekea mambo ya msichana na mambo ya mama ya msichana. Kwa hivyo hata kwa kanisa zamani kulikuwa inatolewa kama sandaka, siku hizi inatolewa kama sandaka na ni kama ni pesa.
Kuna hoja ya nidhamu kutoka kwa Senator Manda, kwa hiyo naomba tafadhali tupunguze hizo hoja za nidhamu, zimekuwa nyingi ajabu.
Mheshimiwa, allow me to change the language. Honorable Speaker, I just wanted to find out whether you are sitting there is not a conflict of interest, having been the mover of the motion and you want to preside over the decision of the House on this debate, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Senators, honourable senators. You know, when I asked the police of the owners, you know, there are one or two things that I know which you don't know, Senator Mandago. You know, we are not making any decision now on this bill. You are just contributing. You'll have your time. Senator Faki will get your time. My work is just to manage the House the way I'm doing. Senate. Yeah. No, wait. But listen, before even I make my decision, what you are requesting is an procedural, has no basis in law and procedure. Well, the chair is here, and this should be determined even in our standing orders. No, wait, why are you making, just sit down, have your seat. What I'm trying to explain is that by Kaduri Murungi chairing this session has nothing to do with the bill, because the bill you just debate. Are you intimidated by me when I'm here, or what is your problem?
Chair, you know you are the mover of this bill. You moved this bill this afternoon. Now, it is not what you think. It is what the common man in the street thinks, that Senator Deputy Speaker Kaduri Murungi presided over the debate of his own bill. Yeah, it's not proper. This is a rule of natural justice, that you cannot be a judge in your own cause. Now, you are not making the decision now. We are not making the decision now, but you are there presiding over the debate of your bill. It is the same. This is natural justice.
Senator Chalagay.
It is natural justice, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, sir, and the Deputy Speaker, I raise under Article 107 of Constitution in 2010. At any sitting of a House Parliament, the Speaker presides. In the absence of the Speaker, the Deputy Speaker presides. And in the absence of the Speaker and the Deputy Speaker and other members of the House elected by the House preside. At a joint sitting of the Houses of the Speaker of National shall preside, assisted by the Speaker of the Senate. Mr. Speaker, the reading of Article 107, you are the Deputy Speaker of the Republic of Kenya of the Senate. So you are properly seated, because Article 107 of the Constitution is very clear. In fact, if our brothers rely on standing orders of the Senate, the President, and my brother who is a senior advocate in this country knows that the Constitution is... Can you take care of Senator Faki? Yes, Article 107. Article 107 talks about how of Parliament should be presided. And Mr. Speaker, since you are the Deputy Speaker and the Speaker is not here, naturally as per the Constitution, you are presiding over the House. And let me be on record. Under the Constitution, you don't lose your right as the elected Senator of Meru because you are the Deputy Speaker to move either a statement, a motion, or a bill. In fact, what Senator Faki is subjecting to you is contravening Article 7 on discrimination on your person as a member of this, and as elected Senator of Meru, Mr. Speaker. So you are properly presiding over the House. Let Senator Faki, he will be given a chance to contribute. Why is he worried if he has better ideas than all of us, Madam Speaker?
Mudigi, proceed and conclude your contribution.
Bwana Spika, yangu naomba tuweze kukaa pamoja kama Senate hii. Kama vile tulipitisha sukari ikawa variation, tukapitisha majani ikawa variation, tukapitisha kahawa ikawa variation. Saa hii hawa wakulima wote wanaserekea kama Wakenya ambaye wanaserekea mambo ya kilimo. Bwana Spika, ningeomba tu hii Senate pia ipitishe mambo ya Mura Mugoka, ndio ile kaunti 15 ile ambaye wakati huu inaserekea pesa kutoa kilimo ya Mura stroke Mugoka iweze kupata mazao yao, kwa sababu mambo ya shule, mambo ya kanisa, mambo ya manyumbani, kila kitu yote kilimo ya Mura stroke Mugoka inaendelea vizuri. Na pia Bwana Spika, kama hii mambo yote itaendelea, utakuta economy ya counties, utakuta economy ya Kenya, kama vile tumeona serikali ya Kenya ya William Ruto ikifanya mambo ya mazao ingine. Hivyo hivyo tunamuomba hii bill tukipitisha pia apitishe, ndio kilimo ya Mura Mugoka weze kuendelea njia ile inafaa. Bwana Spika, mambo ya Mura stroke Mugoka yende ikawa watu wengine wanaweza kupinga, lakini naomba pia serikali kutoa hii kadhini na kadhino. Hiyo kitu ni kama vile unaweza kunywa manjani nyingi ama unaweza kunywa kawa nyingi, inakusumbua akili, inakusumbua mwili. Kwa hivyo Bwana Spika, hii kitu ikipitishwa pia itafanywa research na serikali ya Kenya tuweze kuona kama inaweza kutoka dawa, kwa sababu unajua Mura stroke Mugoka inaweza kutoa dawa mzuri sana. Pia Bwana Spika, mambo ya wine ambayo inaweza kutoka pale, mambo ya mbigiji inaweza kutoka pale na vitu nyingi, na pia mambo ya majani ambaye inaweza kutengeneza ndio watu wakae vizuri. Na naomba Bwana Spika, mambo mengi hiyo ikifanyika, kama itapita, utakuta nchi yetu ya Kenya ile kaunti zote inalima hiyo mazao, itafaidika na njia ile inafaa. Kwa hivyo Bwana Spika, watu wengi wanapinga, watu wengine wanapinga, lakini ni kama ukienda kule Mombasa, hatunjawahi kusema samaki ni mbaya. Tukienda kona zingine, hatunjaweza kusema njani mbaya. Kwa hiyo Bwana Spika, mimi nikiwa Senator wa Embu County, naomba hizi county zote zinalima hii mazao. County 15 itaserekea na njia inafaa, na pia umaskini itakuwa imeondoka katika nyumbani mwao. Kwa hiyo Bwana Spika, mimi nikiwa Senator wa Embu County naunga mkono. Nikimalizia, naomba tukipitisha, mbona tu serikali kuu iweze kushimba dams na mboho na kila kona zote, ndio tuweze kupata maji ya kunyunyizia ile mmea. Na pia serikali itavute pia soko huko nchi ya ng'ambo iwe variation. Kwa hiyo Bwana Spika, mimi nikiwa Senator wa Embu County, Daktari Mundigi, naunga mkono. Asante Bwana Spika.
Sasa tusikie alionayo Senator wa Mombasa, Senator Haji Faki.
Asante Mheshimiwa Spika. Kwanza ni kusema kwamba mswada huu umekaa kwa muda mrefu na ni wazi kwamba ipo haja ya kumaliza mswada huu. Mheshimiwa Spika, zao la miraa na mgoka ni katika yale mazao ambayo yana ile kemikali ambayo inaitwa cathinone na caffeine, ambazo kemikali hizi kulingana na Umoja wa Mataifa kuhusiana na masuala ya madawa zimewekwa katika ibara ya kwanza, yani Schedule 1 katika sheria ya Umoja wa Mataifa inahusiana na masuala ya madawa ya kulevya. Na katika nchi yetu ya Kenya imewekwa katika class C ya madawa ya kulevya. Kwa hivyo hizi kemikali mbili ambazo ziko katika mmea wa miraa na mmea wa mugoka ni kemikali ambazo zimepigwa marufuku kimataifa kwa sababu zina madhara kwa wale watumizi wa madawa haya wa vitu hivi. Kwa hivyo hii caffeine na cathinone ni sawa na ile ambayo iko katika zao la bangi, cannabis sativa. Bangi pia ina kemikali hizi. Kwa hivyo iwapo tutakuwa tunafungulia miraa na mugoka ama kuondoa kemikali hizi mbili katika mambo ya madawa, ina maana kwamba bangi pia itakuwa imeingia katika uhalali. Tunaweza kuvuta bangi kwa sababu bangi pia ni mmea. Tukiangalia sehemu fulani za Mount Kenya, bangi inakuzwa kwa wingi, lakini msituni kwa sababu ni zao ambalo limepigwa marufuku. Kwa hiyo Mheshimiwa Spika, ni masikitiko kwamba nakada pamoja na polisi hawajaweza kuanza kushika watu kwa kukeuka sheria inahusiana na madawa ya kulevya, hususan zao la miraa na zao la mugoka. Mheshimiwa Spika, iwapo tutafungulia cathinone na caffeine, kuna zile synthetic ambazo ni za kutengenezwa katika maabara na nyinginezo ambazo pia zina kemikali kama hizi, zitaweza pia kuruhusiwa kuingia katika nchi yetu. Hivyo basi itakuwa ni madawa ya kulevya ambayo yanatumiwa kwa urahisi na yatapatikana kiurahisi ili kuweza kudhuru afya za jamii zetu. Mheshimiwa Spika, katika soko la kimataifa miraa mara nyingi inakwenda sehemu za Yemen na sehemu nyingine chache, lakini sehemu nyingi hata hapa Tanzania, Mheshimiwa Spika, miraa imepigwa marufuku. Ukishikwa na miraa Tanzania ni kama ambaye umeshikwa na madawa makubwa ya kulevya kama hapa tunayotumia zile cocaine na nyinginezo, na unaweza kufungwa maisha katika nchi ya Tanzania. Ukienda Uganda pia, Mheshimiwa Spika, miraa imepigwa marufuku. Kwa hiyo Mheshimiwa Spika, sio Kenya peke yake, ni Kenya peke yake ambayo inaruhusu ukuzaji na uuzaji wa miraa, lakini kimataifa sehemu nyingi miraa imepigwa marufuku. Na ukifika sehemu nyingine, Mheshimiwa Spika, waweza kuhukumiwa kifo kwa sababu ya zao hili ambalo utakuwa umelibeba. Mheshimiwa Spika, zao hili likiruhusiwa kama linavyoruhusiwa sasa, ni kwamba tunaingiliana na ile hali ya afya ya akili kwa watu wengi. Katika hii kemikali ya caffeine na cathinone kuna ile inaitwa dopamine, ambayo dopamine ikichanganyika na serotonin, hizo zote ni kemikali ambazo ziko katika mwili wa binadamu, zinapatikana katika caffeine na cathinone. Zikichanganyika, Mheshimiwa Spika, zinaleta madhara ya akili. Madhara ya akili kwa sababu cathinone inaongeza uzalishaji wa serotonin katika mwili, na dopamine pia, Mheshimiwa Spika, inatokamana na hii cathinone, ambayo hizo mbili zikishikana, Mheshimiwa Spika, maradhi ya akili yanakuja moja kwa moja. Kwa hiyo Mheshimiwa Spika, iwapo tutakubali mswada huu, ni kuwa tunahalalisha ulanguzi pia na vile vile matumizi ya madawa ya kulevya ambayo yatakuwa na athari kubwa kwa jamii zetu na nchi zetu. Mheshimiwa Spika,